Oh, I think is going to nap out, sack out, nap out, whatever. All right. John, Gunny began, we are going to get some honest answers from you. You might as well tell us what we want to know now and save yourself a whole lot of misery. You will talk. Everyone always does. It's only a matter of how much time it's going to take. You understand? John said nothing. He just continued to stare. How did you know about the rapid response team and that they wasn't coming? John pressed his lips together. I really don't want to have to resort to the batteries, John, but if you don't talk, I will. John looked Gunny square in the eyes. Screw you, old man. You're just trying to scare me. You can't shock someone with just a few old car batteries. You need at least 110 volts to even give a little shock. You've been watching too many movies, son, the interrogator said, as he hooked a heavy pair of jumper cables to opposite sides of the string of batteries. This will work, and you're going to find out just how well it does. If you don't tell me what I want to know, I got nothing to say. Mark watched as Gunny poured some salt into the bowl of water and then stirred it with his finger. He then donned the rubber gloves and dipped the 2 sponges into the salt water and wrung them out, just so they weren't dripping. Next, he carefully placed them into the alligator-like clips on the free ends of the jumper cables. Mark wondered if this would work, or if it was just a big bluff like John believed. The only time Mark had seen this done was in the movies, and they always used some kind of contraption where they could dial up the power as the interrogation wore on. Usually in the movies, the lights would flicker as juice was sent through the twitching victim. He figured that was just Hollywood hype, but he really didn't know for sure. Gunny took the cables in his yellow-gloved hands and held them in front of John about 3 feet apart. What's that? Not talking to me. Last chance, John, the old man said, as if he were about to perform some daily routine. Mark decided it was a bluff. The old man was playing it too cool. The batteries would probably give John a little shock, but not enough to cause any real pain. John's answer came not in words, but in the form of a large gob of spit that landed on Gunny's face. Mark expected Gunny to wipe it off, but what happened surprised him. The look on Gunny's face turned to what Mark imagined the Grim Reaper's face would look like as he did his never-ending morbid duty. It was devoid of any emotion or semblance of humanity. In that instant, Mark knew it wasn't a bluff, and he smiled. A split second later, John found out what Mark knew as Gunny pressed the 2 wet sponges to his forearms.